Hey everybody, standing ovation, back again with another break. Going back in time to 1995, 96, Pinnacle Hockey. This is actually, I believe, I can't remember, but the third or the fourth year of Pinnacle. They started in 91, 92, 92, 93, 93, 94, 95. Fifth year. Okay, I don't know. I'm bad with numbers and dates and old things. Wait a minute, I'm an old thing. I remember when this came out, I was selling cards in the flea market back in the day, and this stuff was really popular. Picked this up off the internet. I think it was around $55 US. I honestly don't take that for fact. If I can correct myself, I will somehow in this slow process of editing that I'm learning. But in the meantime, we can rip this and see what's inside. I remember this was all about the Rink collections and artist proofs. They're really good looking parallels, and this is back in the day when parallels were starting. Electric Ice in 94, 95 Upper Deck was probably the first most popular one. But that's what you can get. The inserts and chase cards, which is what they called them back then for whatever reason. First strikes, masks, and clear shots were all available. Perhaps you got one in a box, perhaps not. As you can see, well, you're likely going to get a first strike because these are, I believe, 16 packs per box. Okay, there was different formats of the product back then, and there was a US version and a Canadian version, and at any rate, this is, I believe, a US box. So there's no guarantee you're going to hit one of those inserts, but the Rink collections and the artist proofs are really what you're after. Some really good photography and old school hockey in the 90s, right? You got Gretzky, Lemieux, and Jagger, and Yzerman, and Ron Francis. I don't know, all kinds of guys back then that were playing, and really, the hobby was a different thing back then. We didn't have numbered cards. We didn't have autographed cards yet. It came not shortly after this, but we did have products like this that were starting to change the hobby. And Score, Pinnacle are no longer around, which sometimes I wonder if that's a bad thing. But they were, I don't know, they were just a different company compared to Upper Deck. They put out some really cool cards. But during the heyday, it was always Upper Deck that people wanted. And eventually, Score and Pinnacle won some fans over. The other big draw of these I forgot to mention are the mask cards. Anyway, let's go back to 1995, 96 and reminisce. What was big in 95, 96? That's when this internet started. I mean, that was the biggest year, most important year for maybe for the history of time. Like, you think about it, the internet became private and up and running in the 90s, 95. OJ was guilty and not guilty. I always say guilty. Well, he was not guilty, that's right. In 95 for killing his wife. And yeah, CDs were brand new. Oh, that CD gaming consoles, like, that was a new thing. 3DO, I think, was the first one I played. Gangster's Paradise, big song. 96, you got into the Macarena. That was the big song in Macarena. Fuji's Killing Me Softly. Hootie and the Blowfish were big. Mobile phones became big. The MP3 players, DVDs. So put yourself back in the 90s. What were you doing back then? And chill with me while I rip a box of 95, 96 Pinnacle and try to hit some big, wicked cool parallel of, like, I don't know, one of those guys I just mentioned. The blue design at the bottom. I didn't really like the base card design as much for Pinnacle for some of the years, but their inserts were always top notch. German Titov. Yari Curry. There we go. Gretzky maybe not far behind. Stats on the back. That had some code reader thing. I can't remember what the deal was with that little part down there, but it said stuff in there if you had a special code that you had to send away to get the little reader from Score or Pinnacle. Cool cards. They're very thin, though. They look like they're very susceptible to damage, and thin cards compared to today's. There's Ronnie Hextall, the rough, tough Ronnie Hextall, Alexei Zitnik. McSorley. Marty McSorley. Yari Curry. Where's the great one? Where is he? Where is he? Wyatt, Eric Weinrich, Adam Burt, Nemshimov, Craig Johnson, and Jason Dodd. With a black bottom. I can't remember if there was any significance to that. That might have just been a misprinted card because the ice down there changed the color. But there's a Rink collection. David Oliver, right on. Like the Oilers parallels. That could and should be popular to this day for all those Oilers fans out there that collect and chase cards. There's David Oliver. It's technically, would that be his rookie card? The stats on the back say it is. They don't denote the front with rookie if it is. Okay. We got Eric Lacroix celebrating a goal back. Quite happy moment in his life. David Oliver again, the base card. Put that aside just because. Quebec Nordique, Owen Nolan. Who's that with the cup right below him? Billy Guerin. That's cool. You gotta look. Any card with the cup in it. New Jersey's Stanley Cup of 1994. I guess this would have been 95. The 95 Stanley Cup. Sorry, yeah. 94 was the Rangers, wasn't it? I believe. I don't know, my memory's mush. Kirk McLean. See, it was easy at the first part. Hey, look at that Roy card. I forgot that's the cool mask shot that started me collecting base cards of mask, cool close-ups of mask cards. And this was one of the cards that started me doing it. But I got a lot of base cards of like that one. Cool checklist. Jim Carrey, Craig Darby. Seems like, oh, hey, clear shots. Dougie. That's my favorite card I'm going to pull all week, probably. Dougie Gilmour, the killer. He was an amazing player. Intense, fast, and hard to beat. Good on the face-off. Really good player. Nice acetate cards. An early day acetate card. I don't know the value of these. I really didn't look too much in advance. I think. But anyway. Mike Keane. Ulf Dahlen. A little bit of stick going on. That's inevitable. Darren Shannon. The Winnipeg Jets. Old Jets. So that's a Coyotes. Old before they were Coyotes. Winnipeg Jets. Radek bonk on the head. Scott Mellenby. Norm McIver. Norton. Jeff Norton. There's Hasek, another Hall of Fame goaltender with the Sabres. It's a good shot. Looks like every pack I get one of these without the blue on the bottom. Philip Derouve. I have to look into that. I don't remember what. I don't think there's significant. It might. What am I trying to say? It might be a parallel, but I don't think it was an unannounced parallel. I just may have overlooked something when I was providing you with inadequate information to start this. Wow. On the bottom is sort of a brown, but he has blue. Again, that's clearly brown. I think it's just some of the cards that look that way. I don't know. I'll have to figure that one out. Get my team of people into the research. LeClaire and Hunter. Brian Savage. Again, Dale Hunter was, again, a scrappy player. I'm just whipping through these because I remember seeing them before, but maybe some of you guys haven't ever seen these before. I should probably show them a little better. Roman Oksuta and Gary Galley. Stefan Richer. It's quite a interesting shot. Okay. Mike Ratchie. Gord Murphy. Kirill Krasov. Yves Racine and Dave Lowry with a base card of Neil Broughton. One of the Broughton brothers going in on the poops. Looks like Poopa got him. I don't know. Maybe that's going underneath him. I like the action shots. See, that's what hockey cards are all about. Good old-fashioned action shots and guys in the background there looking at the game like, look at this guy here. What's he looking at? I don't know. What are you looking at? You want a fresh one? Okay. 1995. What was I doing in 95? I was just full of vim and vigor. Thought I knew everything. Found out a few years later I knew nothing. Paul Eisenberg. Mike Richter. Matt Schneider, the father of Braden. Ray Bork. I got actually Braden cards up on eBay right now. Check out my eBay items if you're into that sort of thing. Tap the like button. Subscribe in the video. Subscribe to my channel. Tap the like button. And who knows? Maybe you'll be back for another video. Guy Bear. Craig Conroy. Chris, the Wizard of Oz. Good. Darren McCarty with the back-to-back wings. They were good in the 90s. Those Red Wings. Dave Gagne. Yeah, join the channel. I got club memberships up now. Again, it's just kind of a trial run getting myself figured out here on YouTube. But I do offer some videos, sneak peek at the videos before they come live. And there's a couple of videos, a few videos up there you can't see on my channel. But yeah, anything you can do to support the channel, keep me going. I love doing this and I want to keep doing it. All your support helps. Ziggy Palfy. Rob Niedermeyer. Gary Suter. Biggie, Eric Lindros. Looks like he's taking one in the head, as usual. Got hit in the head a lot.
Bonk, bonk, on the head.
Stewie Barnes, the cup over his head. He earned those cups. That guy was a hard-hitting, hard-playing guy. That's a cool shot. I really would like an artist proof or a Rink collection of a card like that one. Adam Foote and Blaine Locker. Remember Blaine Locker? Kind of forgot about him till I just saw that card. Eric Daze, a second-year card. He had a good rookie campaign. There's Ian Lapierre. Nick Lidstrom, what a defenseman that guy was. And Alexander Selivanov. A lot of these boxes, I just see them sort of impulsively buy them when I'm thinking, I don't know, it's usually late at night on Friday after I've had a couple drinks. I want that box. I got to go to a show again, though. I don't know how many of these are out and about at the live shows. Jason Arnott, Uwe Krupp, Deadmarsh, Alexander Deadmarsh. I love pulling all these Nordique cards. Keith Jones. I don't know if Quebec will ever get a team again. I hope so. Victor Kozlov, Andrei Nazarov. I went to go back. Oh, look at that Felix the Cat card. Him and Patrick can just sit there staring at each other. Or I can stare at them. We'll just keep this moving along. Yeah. Oh, Radim Bachanik. I forgot. Some of these names are just right out of the past. Ty Domi. Father Ty. Proud of his son Max on the same team now. Brenda Moore. And that was, again, a checklist. Oh, there's something stuck to the checklist, though. It's Teppo Numminen. Is it a Rink? It is. It says Rink Collection. And I was just about to cast it aside. Rink Collection. Teppo Numminen. All right. Well, there's a long-time defenseman for the Jets. Teppo. Jeff Friesen. Back then, people used to chase the base sets like they were important. Nikushkin. No, yeah, it is. Andre Nikolishin. Mixing in a modern-day player with a old-school name. There's Teppo Numminen's regular. Joey Murphy. Ronnie Francis. Hey, I was talking about you, and there you are. The captain of the Pens, Hall of Famer. Robert Cron. Valerie Zelapukin. Kevin Miller. Tommy Sallow. No relation to Robin Sallow, which I just listed in my eBay store last night. 21-22 Future Watch of Robin Sallow. And I just assumed there was some relation, but apparently Sallow is kind of like Smith. Maltby. Steve Smith. Donald Audette. All right, let's get this done here. Patrick Flatley. Another captain card. Mike Gartner. Speedy Mike. He didn't spend a lot of time with the Leafs, but again, he's up there on the all-time scoring list too. Stanislav Nekar, but I'm not sure I said that right. Matt Sundin, another one of my favorites. A lot of wins with the Maple Leafs, a lot of goals, but no real cups or anything. Tommy Soderstrom. Heavy Chevelday, Richard Park, Scott Thornton, Ken Danico, JR, Jeremy Roenick, having a wipeout, Keith Primo, with upside down Sean Donovan, Killer Gilmore, Paul Correa, he's a super good player, but got hit on the head too. It was a lot more violent game in the 90s, I must say. Al McInnes, big hard shot on him. Glenn Healy, the commentator, there he is. Esa Tikkanen. Derek Plant. Holzegger. A couple of Sabres back to back with Konstantinov. Poor fella. I think I said 6 days after he won the Stanley Cup. He got smashed up in a limo and never the same. Stephen Rice. I guess he won a cup. You know, his last game, he won a Stanley Cup. So, the last game you're ever going to play, it's probably the one you want to have your last. There's Kelly Rudy with his little blue do-rag hanging at the back. Can't remember why he wore that. Tchaikovsky. Jeff Brown. Dino. Todd Harvey. Jesse Belanger. Jesse Bellinger. I'm not sure which. Oh, I got something coming here. There's Turner Stevenson getting decked by Gary Galley, just getting flattened. Paddy Poulin. Cliff Ronning, Speedy Cliff. Guy Carbonneau, Guy Carbonneau. You say it Guy. Todd Warner. And Randy Wood. Some of these Leafs I kind of forgot about. It's kind of the way Leafs go out of the 90s. Again, when they don't win cups, you kind of forget them. Martin Jelinas. So I got a Stu Barnes Rink collection. Try to map straight so it doesn't look like we're in Batman's enemy's hideout. I've seen a couple of my videos where the camera's like, you know, we're like the Mad Hatter, Catwoman. That was the funniest superhero show of the 60s. Kevin Lowe. Pavel Bure. Really good player there. Oleg Tverdovsky. Kevin Hatcher. Mikhail Renberg. A cool Boper card on Beaupre. I love these mask cards without... I want to hit a mask. Lyle Oldline. Craig McTavish. Father of Mason. Last guy to play the NHL not wearing a helmet. He was allowed to do that because the grandfather didn't clause. He started the year they changed the rule. He was one of the last. Ryan Smith. Well, he was the last. I can't remember who was the last guy before Craig McTavish to wear no helmet. That didn't make sense. To not wear a helmet. There, that kind of made sense. Kozlov. Mike Modano. Hall of Famer. Super American player. Super fast, super good goal scorer. Mike Modano. Enjoyed looking at some of these guys again. I've seen all these cards years ago, but not for many years. Speaking of high goal scorers, it's good. I thought I needed to pick my teeth a little afterwards. Brett Hull. What a sniper. And the hair. Like, he could rock a flow. Adam Graves. Gaunch. The Gaunch. Sergei Gonchar. Patty LaFontaine. Some of these great players. Captains. Yesteryear. John McClain. Saving the Nakatomi Tower. Martin Gendron. Murray Craven. Steve Chason. Don Sweeney with Manny Fernandez. Sergei Brian and Jocelyn Thibault with Quebec Nordique. Quebec is such an amazing city in the winter. That's why hockey should be there. It's like I was lucky enough to spend, I guess it was our grade 12 high school trip, and got to go away for a week with a bunch of students and stayed in the old city of Quebec. It was a lot of fun. We went up skiing and saw a lot of the sights. It was March break and, well, a long time ago. Before the 90s, let's just say. Mark Recchi. Tom Barrasso. Paul Cruz. Alexander Daigle. Jeff Sanderson. Coming upside down here, but that's a cool card of Mark Fitzpatrick coming out of the mouth of the cat. Do they still use that thing? I'm going to watch some more Panthers home games. Trent Klatt. Mikhail Stalenkov. Forgot about him, but there he is. Chris McAlpine. Eating the dog. Oldie the goalie. I'm glad I pulled that card. And the great one, Wayne Gretzky. That's too bad. It's got a big machine line down the middle and a dinged corner. So, if you're into grading base cards of Gretzky, this is definitely a good candidate to not grade. But there's one you should. I mean, that should be a PSA 11. That is a wicked cool hot dog card for the hot dog card collectors, of which I only know one other one that a certain other YouTube breaker is totally in love with, which is kind of cool card, I must say. But you know what? My whole life never really enjoyed hot dogs. Right after I eat one, I think, ooh, was that food? Is that edible? Did I just eat something that yeah. Hot dogs. I mean, I don't mean to knock them. My brother loves them to this day. He still goons them like they're Pez candies. Not me. I'll stick to some other food item. I'll eat them from time to time, but just I don't love them the way others do. Okay, what? I'm stuck on hot dogs now looking at that card. Okay, there's a Hall of Famer, number 77, Paul Coffey. Fedorov. I recognize that card for some reason. Darian Hatcher. looks bewildered in that picture. Huh? Dallas Drake. Photobombing them there. That's kind of a funny one. I just love these cards. The photography. Todd Gill. Just capturing a moment in a game in time. None of these studio shots of guys, I don't know, dressed up like that, which is also kind of a cool card, but nothing like this. So yeah. Kevin Brown. David Roberts. Todd Krieger. Wow! I wanted that and I got it. I just willed that into my hands. I mean, it's not a super high-end $1 million card, but
might be worth $100,000.
That felt good, just putting in our little ASMR moment. ASMHR. Okay, the H is for hockey. Oh boy. You know who that is? That guy's still playing to this day. Jaromir Jagr. When he came into the league, he didn't speak a word of English, but he wanted to play so bad. And boy, did he. Is that out of focus? I'm just blurry vision right now. I just might have to send that sucker in for grading. I don't normally see that after hitting a card, but it's a Jagr card from the 90s. I know it's not like... Jagr's rookie card was produced in 1991, and to this day, I can go out and buy handfuls of them. They're just so common, and it sucks because with collecting these days, rarity and cards and valuable cards, you got to really put it into perspective. There's a bazillion Jagr rookie cards, and no matter how 10 a 10 is, you can't put lipstick on a pig. So you got to make something else out of it. And there's a card that not a lot of people have because it's not as common as his rookie card. It's still fairly common. It's pretty cards. Jagr, it's got, you know. Okay, sorry, Dougie. I just totally dissed you. I'm going on about hitting cards from the 90s like it's the best thing ever, but I really kind of went into this just for the channel's sake. Let's open a retro box, but I got to do it again. Maybe I'll get the Gretzky next time. And there are artist proofs and mask cards in this, so. Well, here we go. Last pack in this. Thanks for watching with me. And I will be back with another break in the near future. Hopefully something as fun as this. What do we got in this last pack of 95, 96? Pinnacle hockey. Garth the Butcher. Zamnov, Alexei Zamnov. Daryl Sador. Sylvain Cote. No helmet on. Did it pop off, or was he another guy without a helmet? Theo Fleury. Okay, Craig Janney, Wade Flaherty. Mario Lemieux. Oh, look at these cards to finish. Steve Larocque. Let's just get down to Brian Leach, another Hall of Famer, with Ken Braggett. I thought that was Brasso's going into the Hall this weekend, as far as I understand. Look at those two cards. Eddie's in so many team, like he's in the Dallas retired numbers. I don't know if Toronto's honored him yet. Chicago has. San Jose should if they haven't. One of the most awesome goalies and players to have on your team, Eddie the Eagle. And this guy who retires, comes back as like he never left the game. Got over cancer. Contributed so much to hockey, saved the Pittsburgh franchise, let Sidney Crosby live with him. I mean, who wouldn't actually? That's probably a no-brainer. I mean, I'm not like a Sidney fan that much, but if some millionaire wanted to live with me, I'd be like, yeah, you know, I could probably clear up a spot on the couch. Cool. This was amazingly fun for, again, roughly about 75 Canadian, probably, maybe. I think after shipping and everything, it was more like 90 bucks, but I'll look for another one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Keep on collecting.